Our next readings tonight are in the thriller category, which my tween grandchildren are reading. First is Larry Animal Garner, who I hope is him. Yes. And because he's in character. He's reading from his thriller DED Reckoning, Vengeance Takes a Road Trip, the second installment in the Hammer series of action-adventure novels. Larry is a Colorado native, U.S. Navy veteran, and lifelong biker and hot rodder. And we need to talk, because I've got some of those in my world. His first novel, DED Dead, was a finalist in the 2013 Colorado Book Awards. When he read, that was in the press club, wasn't it, Larry? When he read that, I was scared. Garner and his wife, Marcia, are very smart, though. They live in the San Luis Valley, which I love. Shall I do the setup part?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Protagonist Eric Hammer Thorson finds himself in southern Colorado, as he flees, and this is an interesting introduction to a character, the carnage he orchestrated in Alabama. Looking for his great uncle, Hammer instead finds himself heir to the old man's property next to the Rio Grande. As he gets settled in, he finds the same sort of people he made a point of obliterating in the South. Meth cooks and dealers, combined with those who abuse and take advantage of young women, are running rampant in this beautiful mountain valley. And once again, Hammer feels the need to stop them. Along with an old friend and some new acquaintances, Hammer devises a plan of attack to deal with the evil he has uncovered. There is lots of action, plenty of snarky humor, and sexy shenanigans as Hammer and his crew of meth busters take on those who prey on their neighbors and family. Larry, please. Thank you.
A lot of work. Thank you. Eric Thorson, known as Hammer by friends and foes alike, is in southern Colorado after fleeing the fallout of his war on methamphetamine dealers in the South, as was brought up in the great introduction there. He finds that his great uncle is gone. One of his best childhood friends is cooking and selling methamphetamine, which is not a good thing in his book. And one of his friends shows up looking for his nephew who disappeared on his way to Durango for a motorcycle rally. They decide they're going to do something about the meth cooks and the people that are doing the bad things with young women. And this scene, Hammer is telling his new girlfriend, Patsy, exactly what she's gotten herself into. Patsy had been at first interested, even amused at the story of how I went from little Eric Thorson to Hammer, breaker of heads. As the tale progressed through my relatively harmless antics during my Navy days into my induction into the Pissed and Broke Motorcycle Club, her demeanor slowly began to change. She keeps shifting her weight, finding something to look at other than my eyes. By the time I get to some of the more lurid details of the events in Alabama, Patsy's heard enough. Eric, stop. She's looking at me as one would a child who has pulled the head off of her pet rabbit. You can't possibly expect me to believe you actually did all those things. And to think you would try to make me believe that Travis would be involved in the same acts is shameful. I thought she was stopping me because she'd heard enough and wanted to put as much room between us as possible. But the fact is, she's angry. She believes I'm spinning tales, making the whole thing up. Everything I've told you is true, Patsy. As a matter of fact, I even left out some of the more damning details in order to come across as not quite such an evil asshole. Travis told me you needed to know what you gotten yourself into, and I agreed. I'm a bad person. A man who doesn't know any way to stop someone or something I despise without going full-tilt psycho. I don't trust the law, the courts, or anyone else to do the job as thoroughly and as quickly as I can. I came here thinking I'd put that behind me, but I was kidding myself. If I thought I was going to lead a normal, quiet life, there would have been no need for a cache of weapons under the bed in my van. There would have been no reason to constantly have a weapon nearby. The truth is that I'm always watching for a reason to fuck someone up if they do something I don't approve of. Me, the great judge and executioner. On top of that, there are a lot of people who are pretty pissed off at me and would love to see me dead or in prison. Patsy's just sitting there on the couch in the office. If you didn't know better, you'd think she was watching a horror flick on the television. Pretty Patsy in her jeans and Bronco shirt looks like she's afraid to breathe. So Bobby Newsom murdered his grandfather and stole all of his belongings? Kill him. Now he's making and selling meth? Kill him and everyone helping him. He's selling the damn poison to a truly evil bastard and his bunch of assholes in New Mexico who sell it and other drugs around the four corners and in between murder people just for fun? Fucking A, let's murder every one of those sons of bitches and blow up everything related to them. What about the rumor that his crew is also kidnapping, raping, and killing women from the area I've made my new home? Let's kill him, them, and everyone that looks like them. While we're at it, we should blow up everything that even has the least connection to them. That should show one's thinking of taking their place, that whatever happens when you enslave people to your product, take their dignity and everything else they own, then kill the ones who piss you off. Now I really have her attention. She may make a break for the shotgun in the bedroom at any time. But does it actually work, I ask? Will erasing that prick Bobby Newsom and the Bradford brothers make anything better in the long run? At the mention of her tormentors, Patsy flinches a little. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll never know. The one thing I do know is that I won't stop unless someone stops me. If someone puts a bullet in my head, I'll definitely deserve it. Another flinch. I've done things that deserve that fate. If I get snagged by the law and thrown in a cage, I'll deserve that too. I've committed so many felonies, someone would need a ledger to keep track of them. Patsy's silent, giving rise to the possibility she's afraid to speak. But do I stop? Of course not. These things need said, and she needs to hear them. So now you know who Eric Thorson, no, Hammer, is. I may change someday, but betting on it would be foolish. I may lose my shit tomorrow and run into a burning building with a pocket full of dynamite to do what I feel needs to be done. Hell, just listening to me makes me think I'm crazy. I sure as hell won't blame you when you grab your stuff and run away screaming. If you feel the need to call the cops, I'll sit here and wait for them and I'll go peacefully. That might be the best thing that ever happened to the San Luis Valley. Christ, what started out as a purely informational gab session has evolved into a madman's manifesto. I really am crazy. I've never just sat down and thought all that through at one time before, but when you start at one end and follow the threads through the entire story, the conclusion is plain. I'm a fucking mess. Actually, I'm a damn dangerous fucking mess. I can't tell if Patsy is stunned, scared, or just disgusted. She gets up off the leather couch she's been sitting on for the last couple of hours and walks out of the office without saying a word. Well, that's that. I realize I have stronger feelings for this woman than anyone I've ever known. For whatever reason, I gave myself up to save another person from suffering the fallout of my behavior. I'd rather have Patsy safe from further damage than continue to pull her into the maelstrom that is coming. If that means I go to the joint, so be it. But I was lying. I won't sit here and wait for the cops. I need to at least find the Bradfords and remove them from the list of things that threaten her. The thought of leaving that prick Bobby Newsom alive chafes at me. But a man needs priorities. Mine is Patsy, the woman I met 15 years too late.
I know you're probably scared. Go ahead. I'm scared. I'm also like, oh, you will.
Well, I picked a spot that didn't have any really graphic violence. Or any really heavy-duty sex. I mean,
I know
I took it kind of easy on you.
Really no question. So, definitely.
Do you find yourself persecuted for wearing bolos?
As a matter of fact, that's happened.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Scared.
Thank you all for being here.